Welcome back. Quick question, should I start a Discord channel where all of you can join and give me video ideas and just hang out? If so, let me know in the comments. Now, let's get on with the story.
In the last episode, Vegeta transformed into Super Saiyan Blue after getting disrespected by the whole Saiyan army. And now we move on to Chapter 6 of Dragon Ball Kakumei, Legitimacy. Vegeta tells the admirals to come at him. However, as the admirals and the soldiers feel the intense pressure from Vegeta's power, all of them just freeze.
Don't really know why Cabba or Kale froze up. Cabba's seen the form multiple times, and Kale isn't even that many levels below Vegeta when it comes to strength.
The side characters look at Vegeta with fear in their eyes. They've never seen someone so powerful. Vegeta shouts at them saying, "Leave if you want to, you cowards, but I won't be able to look you in the eye, so don't come crying the day the enemy knocks on your doors to kill your people." Right then, Admiral Ruba tries to attack Vegeta from his blind spot. However, Vegeta had anticipated Ruba's movements from a mile away and swiftly dodges. Ruba's dumbfounded as Vegeta disappeared from his sight of vision, as Vegeta this time attacks from his blind spot, sending him flying with only one attack. As Ruba gets launched into the side characters, Admiral Lariak tries to attack Vegeta from behind.
Not gonna lie, all of these so-called Saiyan admirals keep attacking my boy Vegeta from behind like a bunch of losers. I can't claim these lot.
He launches an energy blast, and Vegeta doesn't even bother to dodge such a weak attack. As Admiral Lariak was waiting for the dust to settle, Vegeta delivers a heavy-ass blow right into his gut.
Surprise, surprise. Yet again, another admiral is attacking from behind. These monkey can't fight for
Is it just me, or does Vegeta keep demonstrating Ultra Instinct capabilities since he's dodging every attack without even looking at his enemy? Equal rights, equal fights, lookin' Bro said these hands are for everyone. Admiral Batty gets flung straight into a rock that falls right on top of her and crushes her. Vegeta had one-shotted the admirals, asserting his dominance, and realizes the soldiers are afraid of him more than ever. Even so, Vegeta just thinks to himself, "You look at me like I'm a monster, a bloodthirsty beast. But do you understand how it feels to be weak? Do you understand what it's like not to be able to protect your own against an enemy that is far too dangerous?" Then suddenly the rock that crushed Admiral Fennel started to crack as she emerges from the rubble, transformed into Super Saiyan.
Looks like these monkeys can at least transform into a Super Saiyan. The absolute bare minimum.
She gets back into the fight as she calls out to her companions to stand up. Hearing their comrade call out to them, Ruba and Lariak transform as well. As Vegeta smiles, seeing his people grow a pair, King Sadala suddenly shows up with his robotic guards, saying, "As I thought, we can only rely on these robots nowadays. You all keep getting better at deceiving me." Vegeta calls the king's rules a circus and tells him to let him finish their affairs. The king, however, wasn't playing around this time and demands silence. The king states, "Settle your accounts. I do not care, but never use this demonic form on my planet. If I catch you again, I will banish you." Hearing this, everyone powers down, and Vegeta decides to leave the scene, taking Bulma along with him.
And for those who don't know why the king hates the Super Saiyan form, it's because he was consumed by the emotions of rage that comes with the transformation and had mindlessly went on a killing spree of his own people. He was forgiven for this act. However, from that day, the use of Super Saiyan was not allowed in any circumstance.
We are then brought back to Frost tailing Hit. Again. Hit seems to be on an assassination mission, and his target is right in front of him. Looks like the target was aware that he was being followed, as he had been swimming away at full speed for 20 minutes. However, on to his left, Hit stands there like a menace. The target notices and retaliates, and it looks like Frost was waiting for this to happen so he could observe Hit's movements. As Hit swiftly dodges the rocks thrown at him, one of the rocks comes back like a boomerang without Hit noticing. Right when it was about to hit Hit in the head, Frost swoops in to save the day. Hit nonchalantly one-shots the target. However, it does look like he didn't like Frost interfering with his mission. We are brought to planet Tao, Frieza's home planet. It's only my assumption since the residents resemble Frieza. Right about when it's about to knock out his target, someone else comes around to steal the Broly. Hit had had enough when he sees who stole his target. His anger's just oozing out of him. Yup, you guessed it. It was Frost, of course. He had already learned one of Hit's techniques. Hit tells Frost to leave him alone from now on until the end of time. Frost accepts his terms only on one condition. Frost wants Hit to prove his superiority to him and to fight him one-on-one. After that fiasco, we finally see what the Grand Priest is doing while everyone else prepares for the war. And it looks like he's confined to a chair inside an empty room and seems to be in a lot of pain. Out of the shadows, one of Grand Zeno's personal guards emerges and tells the Grand Priest that he has done everything he can to cover his tracks. But the kings will find out sooner or later. Daddy Priest tells him to not worry about it and to let go of the matter. The guard understands and leaves the Grand Priest's quarters, letting him suffer alone. We are finally brought back to Universe 11, where Gohan had went to spend his upcoming years. Margarita is in the midst of healing her beloved destroyer after the power transfer ritual, and Toppo seems very uneasy. He blames himself for Belmod's situation, even though this was Belmod's own wish. Gohan tries to break the silence, however Jiren cuts him off, saying, Margarita has no right to bring him back to life, nor to discredit his years accumulated at once. Nevertheless, there is still hope that Lord Belmod is still with us, and if so, she's keeping him alive. Even Toppo tells Gohan that he picked the wrong time to show up. Gohan understands their situation and sincerely apologizes, as he should not have bothered them at this time. Jiren is surprised by Gohan's manners and says to not worry about it so deeply. Toppo tells Gohan that all of them are a little tensed up because of the divine immortality ritual, and no one blames him for their uneasiness. However, they can't let him join the Pride Troopers just out of an request. Gohan will be following them on missions where he will be evaluated. The conditions were like music to Gohan's ears, as he accepts his terms with a smile on his face. Dispo suddenly tells everyone to be quiet, and with tears in his eyes, he tells everybody he can hear Lord Belmod's breathing and that he is still with us. The news shocks everyone, not in a bad way though, since Toppo sheds tears of relief. The scene shifts to Earth. We are brought to a place called Monster Island, where Android 17 lives and works. Out of nowhere, a spaceship comes crashing down into Monster Island. As the ship crashes, the forest gets enveloped in smoke and wildfire. And the one who comes out of the ship is Paparoni, the mad scientist from Universe 3. For some reason, Paparoni was looking for 17. However, before he could find 17 finds Paparoni before he even takes his first step. 17 tells him that he's not interested with anything Paparoni has to propose for him. However, Paparoni is not one to give up so easily, as he tries to persuade 17 by talking about his family. 17 tells him that he does not need his help to protect his family, even after Paparoni warns him of the dangers of their new enemies. And if you know 17, you know this was going to be his answer. Bro is a heavy destiny believer. As 17 leaves Paparoni in the forest, his kids Sapphire and Pearl were wandering around and had heard him talking with Paparoni, and oh my God. 17 bagged a good-looking wife. Sapphire tells her daddy that she doesn't want to die, nor does she want her daddy to die. As her mother tries to comfort Sapphire, hearing his daughter cry in front of him triggers something in 17. His life with his family flashes before his eyes. And in the end, 17 accepts Paparoni's offer and teams up with him for the next 2 years.
And that's that for Chapter 6. Hope you guys have enjoyed the series until now. We still have many chapters left uncovered, but don't worry, I'll be making videos for every chapter, so stay tuned. And I'll see you in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.